Hello everyone, and welcome to another Tuesday night Eventide stream. Before we get started here, I can be big. I can be big. Hey there. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday Eventide stream. I'm glad you could all join me here this evening. This evening we're going to be continuing our remaster pass on the Eventide Player's Guide. I still have the Sword of Damocles of a giant freelance project hanging over my head, so I carve out some time every week to do some work on Eventide to hold me over until that project is done, and I can devote all my efforts back to this project. How's the weather? Well, tricky. It's tricky is what it is. So here tonight, I'm hoping everything goes okay. But I do have to say hope. We are in the middle of an ice storm right now. It is happening as we speak. And I may lose power. The snowstorm that hit Portland over the weekend was pretty bad. A lot of folks lost power. Not because of heavy snow, but just because of the winds. We did not lose power. In fact, I canceled my streams on Saturday in anticipation of having unstable power. And as it turns out, the power was stable through the entire stream window, which was a little frustrating, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Today, we're going the opposite direction. We're going to stream and see how it goes, and hopefully everything goes okay. So, if, for some reason, we're hanging out here and enjoying ourselves, having a good time, and all of a sudden I disappear, that would be why. I will say this, we've had some power blips. That is generally enough to force my computer to restart. So, I don't need to fully lose power to have a blip and lose power temporarily, but if I lose power temporarily, it's going to be several minutes before I get back online. So, we'll see how it goes. If things go down, check the Discord. In the Eventide chat, I'll post whether or not I'm going to be able to bring it back up. That'll kind of depend entirely where we're at. So, anyway, that's where we're at. So, without further ado, I'm going to pick this back up where we left off last week. If you recall, I marked the cleric because that's where we left off. So, I'm going to pretty much pick up right there. Oh, yeah. No, we'll be saving after every major change. It'll be boring and slow, but that's the way it's got to be. Let's see. Let me... No, I don't need you. Let me get this up to here so that I'm not working on stuff that you all cannot see. Okay. Okay, so Cleric. Obviously, the biggest thing I'm going to have to do here is work on the deities. Because as you can see, these don't work anymore. So let me go ahead and open up what the new deity format looks like exactly. And we'll just copy that. That's what I did the first time around. There's no reason to change it here. Deities are on page 35. I don't know if they get their full right up there or not. They do. Okay, so areas of concern, edicts, anathema. We got that. This isn't the full text for the deities, mind you. I believe there is some up here as well. Yeah, this is just like their base information. So, I think, obviously, let's start here. I do need to remove these, and I can just pull them. I could also, well, you know, for now, I can just do this. And I don't believe any of the text in these has anything I have to worry about, because this is kind of more conversational. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's too much here I need to fix. Yeah, this is all in-world stuff, so that's fine. Let me go back down to Cleric here. Sorry about the blurry transition here. Alright, here we are. And while I'm at it, let me get this back to... color it's supposed to be. Okay. Yeah, I am thinking that maybe I'll go back and put in the nickname. So if you look... What page am I on? I'm on page 57. Okay. So if you look here, they do have nicknames down here. So, you know... I don't mind using the law as the nickname. Because I did give them all nicknames, right? So... And some of these are based on ancestry, right? So, Astramari amongst the dwarf is called Hearthblade. Whereas Valanav among the dwarves is called Erd the Anvilsmith, right? I actually really like that sort of stuff. I think that's a fun way to do it. Arbiter is kind of interesting. Maybe. I'm going to put both those in there for now. The Broken Chain, and then Sylvex is just the devil! Not subtle, that one. But I do like some of these other ones, right? Like, you know, the halflings call Sylvex the Deep, whereas Sylar is called the Tempest, Ermnagor is called Even Keel, Valinev's called the Wheel, and Astramar is called Guidestar. So all of theirs are naval, are all sea and ocean based. Whereas some of the other ones are different. This is work, technically. Yeah. Anywho, come back to that. 57. Come here, you. Nope. Too far. There we are. Okay. So... Alright, so deities have a divine attribute now. And let me take a look at... Interesting. Okay. Okay, so edicts, anathema, things we are missing. We're missing divine attribute, and then what's this? This is H3. So here we would need... I we need an essence in H4. We got an H4. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to one of these. These are body. So I'm going to make this body. But for now, we'll make it a little bigger. And we'll bulb it. And paragraph, come here, you. Spacing before. This is there. Alright, so let me just go and put this in here. Here. And here. Okay, so I've got that in there. Get rid of this. Other things that need to happen. So cleric spells, those stay, but got moved up. Divine font. Divine sanctification. Oop, sanctification. There's the word. I'll put XXX in there for right now. Divine skill. Domains. Favorite weapon. So, apparently, they decided to alphabetize all these. Okay, so that's pretty easy for me to do everywhere. So let me get rid of this. Move this down. Move this up. And add sanctification after font. Might as well go since I got that copied. Oh, nope. After font. Okay, so I got that, got that. Should really spell survival right. Okay. This goes away. Alright. That. Okay. And last one. No. Up. And there's that. Okay. Now, divine attribute. Each one of these. Okay. So, there we go. All right. So, I don't need to change any of the font stuff. What I do need to do is decide what their divine attributes are. I don't think I've got anything playing with these, but there are class options that do play with what these are. So, let's see here. Astramari. I am thinking charisma and wisdom. should think about these just a second here. So, stand firm against wickedness. This could be, this doesn't have to be charisma. Well, let's play with some of these other ones here. Valanav should definitely be wisdom. Wisdom should definitely be in the mix. Being the god of... Oh, yeah. I suppose I should get rid of these as well. These required a fair bit of work. Yep. Oh, get back here. Okay. We got this. We got it. It's coming together. Let's see. Boy. Maybe some of the other ones will help me figure it out. Well, I mean, this might actually be intelligence. Boy, that could be like Continent. Oh, you know, one thing that's really interesting is that I should look at the divine skill, because the divine skill should be one of the attributes. So, Ermnagar has survival, which is wisdom. So maybe this is Dex, wisdom. Sylara, charisma, or dexterity. Strength, or maybe what's the skill here? Intimidate, yeah. Intimidate, deception, survival. All the stats are represented. Now, are these always presented alphabetically? No. They are presented in statistic order. So this should be wisdom. Counter int, that's fine. Extra wisdom, that's fine. So let's see. Is none should be appearing 3 times. So charisma is on here 3 times. Maybe Astromari shouldn't be charisma. I got medicine, so it's not charisma. Could be con, maybe. Strength. Balance out. Valanav is con or int. Dex or wisdom. Okay. I think we'll hold this for now. I'm gonna let it kind of roll around. Okay. Now comes the interesting ones. I feel like Astromari probably is must choose holy. That's what I'm feeling. Not can, must. Valinav. I feel like Valinav is maybe can choose either. Armanagor being neutral feels like none. Sylara feels like can choose unholy. And this is must choose. Must? Yeah, must choose unholy. There's symmetry there. We got one must choose holy, one must choose unholy. Two that can go either way, and one that is don't choose any of them. So I basically have all the configuration. Ooh, sorry. All right. Well, they all have a whole bunch of domains, more than they should, but that is okay. The last thing I have to do is check spells. Some of these may have changed. Let's take a peek. Get down to the spell lists here. Back here. Alright, so we got True Strike, Fireball, and Creation. For Astramari. So this is actually now Sure Strike. Fireball is unchanged. I don't know about Creation. No, Creation is still there. But is Creation the right spell? That's an interesting question. I mean, it does have Creation in the portfolio, so, you know, isn't the entirely wrong choice. We can leave it for now. Let's see. Valinav. Illusory Object. I think that is still in the game unchanged. Yep. See Invisibility, I think, is now See the Unseen. And I feel like Magnificent Mansion is probably different. It is now Planar Palace, looks like. But that is very different than Magnificent Mansion. So I'm going to have to change that. Let's see. We're going to have to find a different spell that makes sense. Let me look at occult spells and see if there's a higher level one that kind of works. This doesn't work because the Planar Palace is a transplanar spell, and those don't work as well in Eventide. So we're gonna have to change that to something else. Not a divine spell, obviously. And what's our... We have Ambition, Cities, Might, Perfection, Protection, Tyranny, and Wealth. Paid foe, no. What's something higher level here? What, it's got a 1 and a 2, so like a 5 or a 6 would really be perfect. And it shouldn't be like a spell that tricks you. That's not... Although I do have Illusory Object, which is, now that I'm looking at it, kind of an odd choice. Maybe I should replace that as well. I'd say Mystic Armor, but I'm pretty sure they already get Mystic Armor, because everybody does. Yeah. Because protection is in here. Cities. I mean, that's not bad, dude. That might be the right way to go. Nope. Divine gets Alarm as well. Command isn't gonna work. Fear isn't gonna work. Lock? Give them lock. It's kind of boring. But it's on the divine list as well. Damn it! I'm gonna go down to occult spells, see if there's something in here that works. Protection, but I'm gonna wager clerics get that. Yeah, they do. Mending? Bet you that's on this list. Yep. Every spell that I'm like, that one! No, that ain't gonna work. That's why this was hard the first time around. Definitely not that. Just an ant haul. They can just carry more. I mean, that might actually be the answer. Yep. Illusory Object just doesn't sit well with me, so we're going to go with ant haul for now. See the Unseen, and then we still need a higher level spell. We still need a higher level answer. Here. And for this one... yeah, Anthol's not bad. Sending isn't terrible. Repulsion? Maybe repulsion? I think repulsion's on the divine list. Now it is. Damn it. Of course it is. Well, maybe... there's no way that's not on the divine list as well. Yeah, there it is. True sight. Yep. No way. No way. No way. Okay, so maybe nothing there. Contingency duplicate full. Energy Aegis? Maybe? That might be it. Nope. I get that as well. Yeah, spells that only arcane or divine, or that aren't on the divine list are a little hard to come by sometimes. Especially at some of the higher levels. Pattern, no. Curse Metamorphosis, no. No. All I know is that it can't be Magnificent Mansion. It has to be something else. Even if it's something like Wall of Force. Which it might need to be. Kind of plays into some of these things, an unbreakable wall that they can bring up. Okay. Let's take a peek here. Gust of Wind. I think we're safe on... Yeah, Gust of Wind is still in there. Flaming Sphere is different. Flaming Sphere is now Floating Flame. I don't remember if Control Water... Did Control Water change? No. Okay. So those are all good. Saylara, Fleet Step. Is still Fleet Step. Great Message is still in there. And Fly is still in there. Okay, so those are all fine. And then Sylvex has Phantom Pain, which I'm pretty sure is unchanged. Phantom Pain, yes. Enlarge. We didn't change Enlarge, did we? Some of these, if you're wondering, some of the rationale behind this was if the spell name just is what it is, then it's not really very defensible. A spell that makes you big, that's called Enlarge, is not... Anybody could have that. It's like it's a spell that creates a ball of fire. It's called Fireball. Not really something you can protect. All right. Phantasmal Killer, though. That one ain't gonna work. This is now Vision of Death. All right. Believe it or not, I think that's it. I think we're good on the deities, at least for now. There's some other things I probably need to do. I definitely need to kind of go through these and scrub them a bit, but I think we're there. I think that's it on these. So, there we go. Yes. Yep. All these weapons are still in the game. Yeah, no, nothing about that changed. Nothing about that changed. I don't believe, if I recall correctly, none of the domains changed at all. Although now that I say that, We may have changed some of them. Let's see here. Let me go to the domain entry in the core rulebook. Domain. Domains. We're all on page 39. That's where they're hiding. Alright. Air, ambition, cities, confidence, creation, darkness, death, destruction, dreams, earth, family, fate, fire, freedom, healing. Okay, let me just make sure they're all on here. Alright, so confidence, creation, family, healing, passion, sun, truth, zeal. Yep, no problem there. Ambition, cities, might, perfection, protection, tyranny, wealth. Yep. Air, earth, fate. Air, earth, fate, fire, knowledge, magic, and water. Yep. Dreams, freedom, indulgence, luck, moon, travel, trickery. Yep. Darkness, death, destruction, nightmares, pain, secrecy, and undeath. Yep, we're all good. Okay. Yep. Okay. That's that. Alright, let's move on. Cleric feats. Final calling. With the Pantheon of Gods growing smaller and smaller, you have come to believe that your deity will be the last final divine being. Okay. Okay, so final calling just allows you to drill down on your deity and give you some extra benefits. It's powerful, but it's pretty limiting. Okay. I don't really think there's anything there that necessarily needs to change. Forgotten Faith. Your faith contains elements of an older religion no longer in practice, while your spells and other abilities are granted by one of the 5 remaining faiths. Some aspects of your gifts are different than others. You may change the divine skill of your deity for any other divine skill that uses the same. Select any one symbol or martial weapon and gain it as a favored weapon. It gains all the benefits of feats that affect your deity's favored weapon. Finally, remove 2 domains from the list of domains granted by your deity and add 1 domain of your choice. Okay, yeah, and then you get some old new edicts into anathema. Okay, yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, I don't know that I'd want it to change fonts or anything like that, or yeah. All right. Druids. Still not available. All right, fighter. We've got a new stance here. Petal and Thorn, wielding a shield in one hand and a one-handed spear in the other. Using an ancient elven fighting technique, you adopt a stance that allows you to easily make attacks from behind protection. When you enter this stance, you raise your shield as a free action. While in this stance, your shield remains raised until you use it for a shield block or until you make an attack of opportunity. Shield is no longer raised after completing your action instead of at the start of the turn or if you leave the stance. Oh, so this is this is basically just a stance that allows you to have your shield up and not have to spend an action on it. It's pretty straightforward until you take a reaction, and then it goes down. I roughly base this. I like the idea of shield and spear fighting. I think it's pretty cool. If you've ever seen the movie, God, was it Troy? One with Brad Pitt. They do some really cool shield fighting with spear in that. One of the best parts of that movie is how they show and depict shield and spear fighting. So that's what I think of whenever I think of this week. Anvil Smash. You're wielding a one-handed axe with sweep and a one-handed hammer with shove or trip. You smash your foe between both your weapons, make a strike with your axe using your current multiple attack penalty, then attempt to shove or trip with your hammer. Then attempt to shove or trip the same target with your hammer. Also using your current multiple attack penalty. If the axe attack hits, you gain the sweep bonus on the shove or trip attempt. This counts as 2 attacks when calculating your multiple attack penalty. Okay. Yeah, that's better now. Slide strike. Trained in acrobatics. Common trick performed by gloamlings. You slash at a foe, distracting them long enough for you to slide underneath them. Make a strike. If the strike hits, you tumble through the target space using acrobatics. If the strike was a critical success, the target spaces are not treated as difficult terrain if you succeed at the acrobatics. On the acrobatics checks, after using this action, you are prone. So this just basically lets you attempt to tumble through. Just better language. One of the things that's funny is now, you know, some of these were written 2 years ago now. So a few of these I'm like, that language is old. All right. All right. That's all good. So these are all good. Monk. So not knowing what the monk final versions are going to look like, we'll just assume that these are still relevant, but they still need to make sure that they follow the current rules. Weasel stance. You enter the stance of a weasel, nipping at your foe with sharp strikes and using your agility to outmaneuver your foe at close range. The only strikes you can make are weasel swipe attacks. These deal 1d6 slashing damage, are in the brawling group, and have the agile, backstabber, finesse, non-lethal, and traits. While in weasel stance, when you are adjacent to a foe that is larger than you can step 10 feet if you remain adjacent to that foe. The foe is off guard to the next strike you must make against it before the end of your turn. While in weasel stance, when you are adjacent to a foe that is larger than you can step 10 feet if you remain adjacent to that foe. And that foe is off guard to the next strike you make against it before the end of your turn. All right, that's cleaner. It's a longer sentence, but it is a cleaner sentence. Okay. Since Divergence, you have been trained. Since the presence of Divergent magic, you can cast Detect Magic cantrip as an occult innate spell at will. Cantrip is heightened to a spell rank equal to half your level rounded up. Once heightened to the 3rd rank, whenever you cast Detect Magic, you can also learn the tradition of the highest rank effect within the area. Yeah, that still works. Okay, no problem there. Weasel Wound. You need to have Weasel Stance. You need to be in Weasel Stance. You swipe at a foe for an unprotected flank, leaving them a terrible wound. Make a step, and then Weasel Swipe. Then a Weasel Swipe Strike. Your Weasel Swipe deals an additional 1d6 persistent bleed damage, 1d8 if the foe is larger than you. Magic Strain. Your Key Strike can disrupt a creature's bond to the Weave of Magic. The first foe hit by a strike treats the level of magic around them as 1 level worse until the end of their next turn. To it worse, the wastes. Will save and throw negates this effect. I'm going to go ahead and just mark this red, because I don't know how some of those rules are working. I'm going to change it to this because I'm not sure that works anymore. I'm going to need to figure that out. Because being able to screw with someone's magic level may be catastrophically bad or may not be, I don't know. Okay. So, Rangers don't get Warden spells, and that's a big thing. That is an entire choice within the remastered version of the Ranger. It's page 152. So, I guess the big challenge here is just making sure that they don't have any base abilities that give them more than spells. And I don't think they do. I think they're still feat based. Yeah. And they're primal, which is why they don't work in Eventide. So, I think I'm fine. It's just the feats don't work. Rangers in the world of Eventide cannot call upon warden spells to aid them and their companions. It's probably magic that feels such powers do not seem to work anymore. Most have turned to herbalism and alchemy to heal minor wounds and treat afflictions. So let's see here. I forget if... Okay. So, Initiate Warden is the thing that they cannot take. Which I think then prevents them from taking any of the others. Okay. Easily done. Okay. Always aware, if you are asleep, you do not take a perception on penalty checks. You always get a perception check when this creature is sneaking up on you. If you are woken up by battle or a sneaking creature, you can attempt a deception check to pretend to be asleep. Enemies who are fooled by this are off guard until the end of your turn. Because we already replaced all the flat-footed. Healing herbs trained in nature. You'll learn how to harvest healing herbs and use them to create poultices to aid in healing. You gain a formula book with any 2 first level poultice alchemical formulas. During your daily preparations, you gain the number of poultice creations equal to your wisdom modifier. Each of these reagents can be used to create a poultice, no cost. You don't need to attempt a crafting check. Required to create the item and any alchemical poultice infused trade. Okay, that's all fine. Call to heal. You call your animal companions to your side as you move across the battlefield. Take a stride, and while calling out to your companion, your animal companion strides to reach your side and against movement in an adjacent space. If it cannot reach you with a stride, it does not move. Yeah, sure. Practice herbalist, 4+, yada yada yada. Okay. I think that's good. I think we're good there. How are we coming along? We're getting close. One thing I am going to have to do is I'm going to have to add witch and I mean all of the classes that are added to both this and the Player Core 2. Those classes are going to need options and tools in here. So I do have some design work to do. That's going to have to be a thing that I tackle here soon. But that's not bad. We was a little slow on cleric, but we're all the way up to rogue now. Made it through ranger, made it through monk, made it through fighter, and cleric. Yeah, that's not bad. That's good progress. So that's where we're at. We're at rogue. Go ahead and save that. All right. I'm floating. I'm back. Well, there we go, folks. You know, that's it's funny. When I first started doing this, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna work. Come hang out, work with me, throw ideas at me, and watch as I figure out and puzzle out all these remasters. I actually find it's a good way to make progress. It's not a ton of progress, but progress is progress. And right now, that is good enough. So, yeah, we're almost done with classes. There's still some other things that need to happen, but frankly, some of the other stuff is really straightforward. I do want to revise some of the poultices. I got some work I want to do on the magic system. I'm still tinkering around with the penumbrist. But that being said, the remaster work on these classes has also given me a good chance to kind of go through and do a dev pass on them as well. So this is all coming together nicely, actually, and I hope you have enjoyed it and found it informative. I know that I have. So I think that's all we got here today, folks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. For those of you who are going to join me over on Twitch, we will see you here in just a bit. But thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support. I do appreciate it. We're going to get this thing pulled together and get it out to you soon. So thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for participating, and we will see you